Yo fam, what's going on? I'm Zashek here, and guys, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Because of YouTube's new law, I have to reach 1,000 by January, and we're almost there, so please, if you guys do that, it would really help me out. So the Surface laptop too, and I prefer the laptop over their Pro lineup because I'm more of a clamshell type of guy, and also this laptop does not require me to buy an external keyboard, and I'm more or less of a tablet user. Now there are minor upgrades from last gen's model, the original Surface laptop, and I'll start off with the color. You now have an option of matte black, and it looks super stealthy. But due to the magnesium material, it can scratch up really easily, so I recommend carrying it in a sleeve when you are traveling. I wish they introduced an aluminum build on this laptop because it's not oil resistant, so you can easily see your fingerprints after you've held your laptop. It's powered by Intel's 8th gen processor, and the base model has been upgraded from a dual core to a quad core i5. And unlike Apple's MacBook Air Y chip, this is a U chip, and that means performance is better. I tested out a few titles like Fortnite and Overwatch, and I'm not going to say that this was the smoothest performance because this is an i5 with Intel's UHD 620, which means this laptop was not meant for gaming. But it was doable because I had some minor lags here and there, so that was pretty impressive on their part. Now one thing I was really impressed by were the fans on the laptop. I mean, this i5 was doing its best on the games, and the fans were surprisingly quiet. Probably one of the best fans that are out on a laptop right now. But just remember, for gaming, you need to tone down and sacrifice that resolution for better performance. Now speaking of resolution, the Surface laptop has a 13.5 inch display with a resolution of 2256 by 1504. And the aspect ratio is 3:2, and I prefer this because I personally like a taller display on a laptop compared to a wider screen. I think this aspect ratio comes handy for students when they are reading articles or documents or typing up an essay. And speaking of typing, I always love the keyboard on all of the Surface devices. There is enough of a travel time on the keys and pretty tactile, which makes typing much more satisfying. And the keyboard is surrounded by Alcantara, a personal favorite of mine, and is a fabric-like material. But there has been reports that it can get dirty easily. From my experience, I've carried this everywhere and it's been pretty good so far. Now the last thing on the keyboard is that trackpad, and it's powered by a Windows Precision driver. I had no issues with the accuracy of this trackpad at all, but what I didn't like was that it's a loud, hard click. Let me see if you guys could hear this by the microphone. Yeah, that's pretty loud. I prefer the softer click on the MacBook Air, and also the size could have been bigger. I personally like a bigger trackpad on my laptop, but other than that, it was great. And guys, I'm making a video on comparing the new Surface Laptop 2 and the new MacBook Air, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. I also do have my full review up on the MacBook Air, and I'm going to leave a link right below. Now I was hoping Microsoft would introduce Type-C into this laptop, but they didn't, and come on, it's 2018 going to 2019, and they need to learn how to game with the program. And with no Type-C support, this thing does not support external GPU. I think that would have been a great addition to this laptop. So no Type-C means the return of that Surface connector. Now it charges magnetically, and I was never a fan of this because it just takes too much space on the side. But at least we got a USB Type-A port, right? That was nice to see there with the inclusion of a headphone jack, but I just don't know why that mini display port is there though. A USB Type-C would have been a nice replacement instead. Now back into the keyboard, the speakers are actually right below it, and for that type of engineering, the speaker was loud and clear. It wasn't the clearest that I've heard, but especially when you compare it to HP Spectre, a MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, it cannot really compete, but again, for that type of engineering, it was extremely doable. I had no problems with it. Now the battery on this guy was giving me about 7.5 hours of on-screen time. I was hoping to get around 9, but remember, for a U chip, you are sacrificing a little more of battery for performance. Now I think this laptop does cater more towards students because of that tall screen, that 3:2 aspect ratio. But besides the screen, it does have a good battery, great performance, great build design, great look, great speakers, and it all starts at $1,000 for the 128GB storage variant. You can say that this is my favorite laptop for the time being. That's all we have for this video. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and finesse on that subscribe button. We have till January to get 1,000 subscribers. So please, if you guys do it, really appreciate it. And let's end it off with fun fact number 46. The average person spends 2 years on the phone on a lifetime. That's a pretty big number. Thank you for watching. I'm Zashek. Stay tech strong and deuces.